diverse a metal festival is, the less burnt out the crowd gets and the more open-minded they are. So as long as they're, as long as they're diverse festivals, it always works out. If we're just gonna, if we're leaving home for like a weekend or just flying out for something quick, festival, I always prefer a festival. But we're actually doing our own tour. I mean, the intimacy of a club is, that energy is impossible to recreate. Like even the bands that I like that I've seen earlier today, it's not quite the same experience as when I was younger and I saw them play. I remember seeing Good Riddance play at a club, being sweaty in like the third row. It's just not the same experience. But they still play great.
A pretty big month. A lot of photographs. Well, are you wrapping up the album? Or?
Yeah, what it is we record ourselves for till we have an album that we're basically done with. It's our recorded version of it, and then we take that to a producer and we say, okay, let's re-record the whole thing now with your twist on it. And that's what happened. We recorded all of the album starting in January. We started just a couple songs at a time, and then May came around and we had the whole thing done and worked with Bill Stevenson. And we're done tracking it, and we're in the mixing phase now.
Okay. Do you have a title selected yet? Or?
Yeah, but we're kind of on the fence, so not really ready to announce.
Okay. And speaking of Bill Stevenson, he's got a punk background.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a shift in your style then?
No, I think what it was more so is that the five of us, we always need like a tiebreaker. If there's a song arrangement or it's always small stuff that a producer really contributes to our band. And so with Bill, he's just enough outside the box that he's not going to look at it like the other 20 metal bands that recorded this year, this is what we did. I don't want that answer. I want the answer of the overall energy of the song and seeing the big picture. And he's definitely very, very good at seeing the big picture.
The specific bass, and you only use it for the heavy parts. And then it was said that that's pretty much the whole album. So how heavy are you guys going?
No, it's one of those things where, like our last album, I thought instrumentally was like our heaviest album, but vocally we had a lot of melody, so it's like it's very subjective. I feel like if you if I make big claims about what our album is going to sound like, it's always going to end up in the listener's opinion anyway.
That self-fulfilling prophecy. Thing.
I think that this album is just a better album, and I think our last album was one of those ones that had layers we had to listen to it a few times, to really get the whole album. This one I think is more of a, first one or two listens is really just, everybody that we showed it to so far is like, these songs just really stand out right away. So that's a good feeling. Maybe the bad side of that is that after 5 or 6 listens, you'd be like, oh, okay, well, it's catchy and I know what it is, but it's I'm tired of it.
People like the stuff that they like though. If you get it right away, you want to listen to it.
Yeah, totally. So we can just be proud of it ourselves and then hope the best for the reaction.
Yeah.
I'm not a pervert.
Yeah, I originally intended to record that the next chance I got, like a break in the As the Dying schedule, and then we were so busy working on the album that I thought it'd have a month off or something, but we didn't really end up having that.
Okay.
So I guess next time I get that time off.
And if you feel like working.
I'm a little bit of a workaholic, so I probably will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And going back to an old blog post that you did 7 months ago about the fan-band interaction.
Right.
Do you still have the same view as you did when you wrote that?
Yeah, I see bands at every festival. Festivals are probably the best example of some of the best sounding bands having the smallest crowds at time, or some of the worst billing on the festival. And then this festival maybe might be an exception, but sometimes the band has the hype and the look and the singer with a lot of Twitter followers or whatever, like those bands, tend, I think, to do well mainly because of their image rather than their substance, and it's just a reality I've come to grips with in the last year or so. And I accept that for the longevity of a band's career, it really still does come down to their music, and I have to believe in that. But I think for like the immediate hype of who's big right here and right now in this moment, so much of that comes down to who's putting the coolest pictures and whatever online.
Naked photos leaking and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Yeah. Just to wrap it up then, who's the mommy of the band?
Our drummer Jordan really gets into logistics and stuff. Like, so when it comes to making sure everybody's packed up properly, you know, he gets into that. I don't know if that makes him. It kind of makes him. No, but he's very meticulous about everything. So I guess it makes him like the organized guy in the bunch. I hate pinpointing somebody as the mommy, but I guess we've got a tour manager, so I mean, really, like, it's his job to make sure that that we get everywhere on time.
Yeah.
But, he's a very, very old friend of ours, so he understands our personalities and can put up with us.
Suicide Silence. I'm here at the D-TOX Festival in Montebello, near Montreal. We're in Ottawa, technically, right? Something like that. And you're colliding with Yell. Makes you fly. We've done heavy MTL, and we've done the festivals sometimes blend. We did Warped Tour here, and and the Mayhem Festival was heavy MTL. But yeah, I do. Pretty goddamn sure it's the first time we've done this one.
And you performed this morning.
Yeah,
How was the show?
It was great. It was really cool. We're getting back on the horse, if you know what I mean, for like playing shows. We did, like I was saying earlier, we did Machine Head early on in this year, and other than that, we've only played 2 shows in Alaska, and this is the first show that we played since being in Alaska. And so we've basically played we're almost into the 7th month of the year, and we've only played about 35 shows, and that's like 35 shows in 7 months for us is like it's like nothing. So, but for not playing a bit, the crowd was great. We played pretty damn tight for my standards, our standards. It was fun.
Okay.
And cruise in December. Yeah.
Is that your first time on a cruise?
Yeah, I've never been on a cruise. A couple of the dudes in the band have been on a cruise, but I've never done it before. Yeah, we're doing that. Other than that, we're going to be in Europe all summer, doing a lot of festivals.
So your videos have a lot of gore and zombies. Are you guys watching a lot of The Walking Dead?
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Some of the other guys are. I watch fucking all kinds of old horror and all that kind of stuff. And initially, a lot of the videos, as far as this record cycle, You Only Live Once, and Slaves to Substance is the zombie one, that all came from one brainstorming dinner where it was like me and Mitch, our manager, and we were just talking about like the concepts of the songs. So we kind of just came up with weird ideas to like, you only live once, why not have people, and then there's like a lyric, you only get one shot, why not have people shooting at us, And then Slaves to Substance, basically being something where you're like about addiction and whatnot.
Right.
And so we kind of turned it into like a zombie and having the serum to not become a zombie, and that's what Slaves to Substance. We just flipped it around a little bit to kind of ease the not so much drug oriented and have it more be about a story.
Right.
But yeah, we're all about the fucking gore and zombies and fucking weird shit.
Right. And who do you prefer, Romero or Fulci?
I mean, Romero is kind of more like the go-to. You know what I mean?
The obvious.
I would probably say Romero, but I mean that one. What was that? Was it Land of the Dead? Was that the one where they went? Where they escaped Canada? That was a Romero one too, wasn't it?
There's Land of the Dead and there's Diary of the Dead, I think.
Well, that one's real bad too.
Yeah, that
Some
was
of those
bad.
Romeros suck.
Yeah. His later ones aren't as good as the other ones. Fast or slow zombies?
Well, the faster ones are scarier, but I prefer the old school.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Just the mass of them.
Yeah, I would think that, rigor mortis would fully set in, and the muscles probably wouldn't have the memory, because you're dead.
Who in the band is most likely to have sex with a zombie?
I don't know, they'd probably all say me, but I don't know, man. Everybody's got fucking wives and girlfriends and shit. So, I don't know.
If you're having sex with a zombie,
I don't know if it matters, yeah. Well, then, fuck. Isn't that like how Ebola would start? Again? I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I really don't know. That's a weird question. Let's just say me. Fuck it.
Okay. What's the craziest suicide silence tattoo you've ever seen? Or the strangest place, for one?
Well, there's a guy that has a Suicide Silence logo, right here, I believe is where it is. But then one of our friends, we made friends with him because this was pretty early on, that he has the Suicide Silence logo on his throat, and it says "No Pity for a Coward" under it. His name's Chris, he lives in Iowa, and if he ever sees this, he'll just cry because he's like, oh my God. But we hang out with him whenever we're in Iowa. He's he's chill, super cool kid. And I don't know, why wouldn't you make friends with the guy that tattooed your fucking logo on his throat? But that's probably the most intense.